How'd you do today? Did you get green today?
Yeah, I would do. Today was a
Nice.
roller coaster. I was up like 300, then down 100, then up and then down, and then I made 500, and then six, then almost seven, then back to 200,
Oh, geez.
and then I ended the day up 500. I was just like, walk away,
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah, I couldn't get green at all today. I just like on days like today, it's like, yeah, is it really worth like taking 2,500 shares on some of these stocks? Not really. If I could try to make a couple of dollars, then yeah, but most of the time for me it's better just to hang tight and come back another day. Today I ended pretty much break even.
No,
But
okay. Did you see what happened to the VCIG? Oh my God,
no, what happened?
dude, dude,
Did it
you have
rip?
to check it. Like when we stopped trading it, that was basically that's when it started looking really good.
Holy shit. What?
It had a
No.
perfect front side,
Literally, I walked
100%.
away. Oh my God.
It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
I literally walked away as soon as that happened.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. FOMO
Oh,
activated.
are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Oh no. I was
I'm gonna
waiting all morning for something and then, oh man. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
That was literally today. I was also like just kind of waiting. I mean, look how many trades I did on this ticker. I was like, okay, well, I missed the front side on this one. Literally, I see it when it's here. It was showed up on my scanner late, and then I was just trading the range. I was like, okay, well, let's just say it doesn't sell off. I'm just gonna keep buying it off the 90 minute,
Yeah.
but which actually worked, but it was tough. Like that's why I kept on getting red and giving back
Uh-huh.
all my profits because you just never know if it's
Wow.
going to sell up harder, and then you have to cut your losses, and then it pops back up, and then you're chasing, and then you get yeah, and then yeah, obviously this move. I just got back from picking up my board, and I see it do this. I think Mason in the Discord calls it out, and I do like a little pop trade, just like tiny share size. I was doing like 4,000 shares over here, and then this one,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like instantly red, and then I was green, and I was just like, my mind's not here anymore. I just felt like all I was thinking about was my P&L,
Yeah.
and then I just go do 35% in two candles, three candles, and that's ridiculous.
Oh my
40%.
God. And man, it really trapped shorts then right on that range, right underneath that high. I guess they were trying to push it for a fade, but I guess it didn't fade. And of course, literally as soon as I like pretty much wrap it up around 10:30, it starts to run.
They're up.
Yeah. And today's my day off too, so like I really could have traded later. But like there was nothing. This morning there was nothing. There was no sign that there was going to be any sort of action. So I can't
Yeah,
really get too
exactly.
down
It
on
was like
myself. It
pre-market was
was
crap.
yeah.
Market open was crap. I guess at that point you're like, maybe we're gonna get something later, but how long? How long do you want to stare at the market
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's my day off. I don't want to be sitting in front of the computer all day, which I already do that 5 days a week. So
for? Yeah, at one point you gotta, do something else. But
it's like
so did
it's
you
like
did you trade Friday? Because yeah, you
yeah, I
said you
traded
traded Friday.
Friday. It was I didn't really do much trading though because there was no action. So I've been pretty flat for like the past four trading days since like Monday and Tuesday of last week. That was
Yeah,
my last like days where I really traded kind of with like decent share size. Since then, I
yeah,
haven't really had like a nice move during the time that I trade. So
yeah. I feel you there. Last week was a really frustrating week for me myself. Obviously with the internet issues. So I last week for me could have probably been like a $2,000 green day or green week,
uh-huh.
and like pretty straightforward because I lost like $800 after when my internet fell out, and then I just missed tons of good opportunities as well. That day we had, I forgot the ticker name, but it was like a beautiful free market front side, which I know I would have been trading. Who knows
Hmm.
how I would have done, but even if I just had, some okay trades on it, I would have been over 2,000 on the week. So it was a little frustrating.
Yeah.
And I haven't had like a blow away month yet. And next week is already July at the end of the week. So
Yeah. Be halfway through the year. Yeah.
terrifying.
The only thing I'd hope for is if VCIG kind of brings momentum a little bit into the small caps. It's just been really like, I mean, I could have just took the days off. The past 3 days is like literally sideways.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that we're not going to get a massive summer lull, but technically summer has started, so maybe we will.
I'm looking at the chat here and like, someone should have added me. Someone should have sent a DM or something so I would have got a message. It's for VCIG. Oh man.
Yeah. Are you
I see
having some
everyone,
FOMO?
like, trolling it out? Yeah, a little bit. It's hard not to get FOMO when it's been so slow, and then like that one move you're kind of waiting for, it kind of just goes up like without you. But
I'm just.
Do you think it's worth to jump back in for VCIG? Log back in?
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's just talk about it. Are you looking at it right now on your computer?
I'm on my phone. No, I'm on the computer. I could get in a computer though. It's just very extended. I'm looking at them on the app.
Yeah, here I'll share my screen in case you want to.
This thing can come all the way back down to 7 or 6 in a nice big flash.
I think it probably will, because this is one of those classic flags that are like too good to be true on the 5 minute. Maybe it's gonna do like a fake out and then rip back higher. I could see that, but look at last time this ticker had a huge move, right? It was one and done. And let's see how much it faded in the 5 minute chart. Go back now. Let's go to the 15 minute, 90 day. Yeah, that should be enough. Oh my god, it's pretty. But yeah, so this one, wow, that was actually a power hour move that happened around 2:30, 800%.
Yeah, I was looking at the daily on this stock, and like I knew it could move, and it was already up. It was up pretty decent pre-market. It was up like dollar wise. It was up like percent wise, and there's just a few candles. It was up almost like over 100% pre-market.
Yeah.
So I knew it could have legs, but I was looking at it for a good 3 hours, and it didn't. It just seemed to be stuck in a range. Seemed like a lot of resistance, but I guess it opened up.
That was exactly the case. I mean, let's see. So I had that 15 minutes worth of front side from like 7:30 to like 7:40, barely. And then for 3 hours it didn't do anything, and then it decided to rip up. It's kind of sad because it's like, look, I was trading their whole range, and then my last trade is when it starts going. Like, what are you gonna do? So let's see here. This is a professional services, research and consulting, 37 million shares outstanding. Do you know the float? 320 million.
Well, the shares outstanding is 36 million, so it's got to be less than that.
It's got to be less than that. So it's kind of like classic small cap in that regard. I mean, for the fact that it's up, 300% on the day, right now it's up 210%. Its market cap is 300, so it's kind of closer to 100 million this morning. So yeah, classic small cap, maybe a little bit bigger than like our super smalls that we'll sometimes trade.
I think it had an AI catalyst.
It must have. Let's see, here, VCIG searching after somebody announced it has been appointed by Covia GmbH. That's actually a German corporation, GmbH, to distribute its AI-based socializer messenger. Okay. I honestly, it doesn't even matter, but just the fact that it has AI in it. It's a small cap. AIs have been absolutely crazy. That's really all you need to know. And yeah, everything else is just overthinking it, and you just gotta look at the price action. Trade that.
Yeah.
So 7.6 is a big zone. 16 is a key zone. go back to the 4 hour. Yeah, it's maybe something around like 950 or so, something worth looking at. Let's go back to the 5 minute. So this was the 950. That's what we broke out of. Kind of
That would be
that
the nice breakout 1 minute pullback would probably be the best setup. The first breakout of the high of the pre-market high, and then that 1 minute pullback.
Are you talking about this one right here?
No. The break of the pre-market high. So right there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that holding for that flag and that next move higher. It did look like it tried to break out though, and actually failed. Right where you traded it. The last trade. Sorry.
Yeah. So this. Let me just mark the pre-market high. It's like somewhere. This is like the pre-market high line. Yeah. I wish I was a little bit more vigilant here because technically there's no reason for me to stop trading. It was just like, it was more of a mental thing. I was like, mentally I was done and I was just thinking about my P&L and I was already doing like 3 other things. I was about to go downstairs and it's just like, I hate when I start trading and I'm like already scatterbrained and then I lose money and I'm just like, I get so annoyed. So I didn't want to put myself in that position. But yeah, I kind of chased this move here. Like I bought at 79, a little bit of FOMO kicking in, and then it kept selling off. Then I popped back up, and I just kind of closed it. I was like, "What am I doing? Like, I don't know. I don't have a plan right now." That was a pure FOMO trade, and I was kind of annoyed with myself for that. But look at that. It breaks the pre-market high, pretty decent volume, 1 million shares per minute. That's huge. Holds, like it closes over that zone multiple times. Has a perfect 90 EMA pullback. And it just ripped 17-18%. I mean, this ticker was actually kind of perfect in that regard. This I probably would have lost on. This is a nightmare right here.
But you can still kind of see like the top, like there's a lot of fake outs to the upside.
Yeah, especially like these moves. I mean, I don't know how I would have traded this, but
there's still a lot to get stuck in, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you never really know. I mean, it does go up, but there's been plenty of times where a stock goes up and I lose money. So I can't really be like, oh, I would have made X amount if I would have kept trading. Because you really never know.
You never know.
So right the FOMO was just
Yeah, it's any sort of FOMO is unwarranted. Although it's hard not to get. The markets are like, let's see, the SPY is starting to kind of get a little bit top heavy. We have the other gappers, Lucy, just did horrible. I was up on this one, then I gave back quite a bit. I was up 300 on this one, and now I'm down like $50 or something.
Yeah. That one was.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
Profits. Yeah, let's look at the SPY. And right now, a lot of the large caps are just super, super extended, and they're starting to finally do the sell-off. So the SPY is pulling back as well. Like a lot of the tickers that I follow are all super red right now. Nvidia, Tesla is kind of holding the team on the back, but everything else, Snow starting to really capitulate. LMND, I actually did a little bit of a bottom bounce here and started accumulating this one again. And there's just I think Indie as well. This one had a huge sell-off. I bought here on the dip a little bit. I'm going to try to take some profit and accumulate this one again. I think we could start making a really good channel on this one. I know you're not super interested in large caps, but I guess the reason I'm bringing it up is because I think because last week everyone was looking at large caps, right? So I feel like small caps were just not being traded. And this week, since large caps are all kind of selling off, we had this kind of slow grind up, and now this week they're all selling off. So maybe we're going to get a lot of focus back to the small caps again, and we're going to see more stuff like VCGI. That's what I'm hoping for.
That would be nice.
That would be great.
We'll really see if VCIG goes up another leg. I mean, We've seen it happen. Whenever we see a big move like this, a lot of the times it consolidates and has a whole nother move up,
Yeah.
or at least a retest of that high of 1130 before it fades. But yeah, whenever you have a big move like that, a lot of the times there's another leg after a nice couple hour consolidation.
Are you trying to talk
So,
yourself into trading that?
I'm not going to be trading it, but it'll be good for momentum, for tomorrow. Hopefully, I hope we have some A+ tomorrow, like right at the market open. Just we haven't really had that in a couple of days, so
Yeah. Yeah, I would love if VCIG kind of flowed in tomorrow, or into tomorrow's action. Actually, if VCIG does do that, we might need this one to disappear so we have a new ticker, because I don't know how great this one's going to be if it holds its highs. Just last time, where to go? Just last time again, I'll go back. This one totally died off within basically a day. I mean, 2 days and it was basically back. So that's what everyone always looks at. How did this ticker perform last time? It popped and dropped. So
especially for the people who are looking to hold for a little bit longer, like any short sellers that are looking to ride it all the way back down, they could be loading in for that same move that happened before. But that one time it doesn't do that, that's the time it goes to $50 and it squeezes everyone out, and it's the next top.
Fair enough.
Or the next
this
G5.
Time, yeah. Oh, in a weird way, like this one never ended up flagging out much, and the one we're seeing right now is actually holding its gains pretty well. But anyone's guess, honestly. I don't like trying to predict what these tickers are going to do. I mean, they could just come out with an offering or something like that. I haven't really been swing trading top gainers either at all.
Yeah, it seems like high risk right now.
Yeah.
For holding overnight. But again, like overnight, that's again one of the areas where you get those overnight gaps on like large top gainers that open up another 100% higher. Like overnight, you'll get like one of these types of stocks that'll be up already at $20 or $25.
Yeah.
By like 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern time.
That would be so beautiful to hold that. And then you wake up the next day. It's like,
occasionally we get that, and that's the time that the market sentiment changes.
Yeah. I think if we had one of those that worked, then I would try to do it in a small size, but I wouldn't take stabs at the first one, I think.
Yeah, but you also have to be aware that the only time that it will work is on that first one. Like, in G5 we got that, but it was only that one time, and then all the other stocks. Now we did get intraday rallies that were like 100 or 200% on a lot of subsequent stocks, but they weren't holding their gains for more than a day.
No, they absolutely were not. Just quick pops and fades. Yeah. I don't know. For now, this ticker is kind of in the past for me. But if we see it tomorrow and it did hold its highs, I'll try to trade it aggressively at as much as I can, as long as the setups are popping up.
Yeah.
VCIG might have just started off the week really well, so maybe we're gonna go up on the momentum like this. I'd be optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing you just gotta remember is just in times like this, it's okay to, when it's slow, it's okay to just be okay with the small gains and the small losses. So, I mean, however much I want to really push my boundaries and get to those next levels, so I got to be patient for the right market to do it.
You have to be. I totally agree. You can't force a $2, $5, $10,000 day. Those new levels.
You can't.
If the market's not giving it to you. And that's what I was thinking here. I was like, what am I doing? Like, this ticker was just a mess all day long. It didn't hit me that it broke pre-market highs as clear as I should have, because I should have sized right here, like tomorrow. Hindsight's 2020, but Technically,
Yeah,
that was a perfect
absolutely.
pullback because the big volume breakout, and then it was starting to use lighter volume on that red candle. Yeah, it was in a way it was a perfect setup.
What's your
Pretty sure
idea?
the
How you feeling when now with like well clearly I mean you're not at the the level of size that you want to be. You said you only wanted to be up towards $20,000 position sizes, and I don't think you're there yet, right? You're still around like 10,000.
Yeah, on average, I could check TradeJournal, but I think my average right now is like 5,000 per trade, which there's a lot of scratches in there of like 500
Uh-huh.
shares or something like that. So sometimes I have trades that are like 15K. Today I had a few $20,000 trades, I think, because I had 4,000 share size on VCIG, like on 3 trades or something like that. And
Uh-huh.
actually, those were my biggest losers. So it didn't really help me today at all. But yeah, I really want to kind of force myself to size. Like if it's a good position and it's a decent, like it doesn't even have to be great. It just has to be like, okay, it has to be my setup. I can't just because I was sizing up into this kind of chalk here, and that's where I was making a lot of my mistakes. So that's why I was saying here, like this one is exactly what I'm looking for with volume. Like this is where I should have just
Yeah.
put 2,000 shares or 4,000 shares and just, if I get back my profits, so be it, because this is such a good setup. And I think if I was in a different headspace than the one I was in, I probably would have done that. Like if this happened pre-market or if this happened at like 9:45, I probably would have done that. Like I said, I just
Yeah.
was not focused anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
totally see you with that. Yeah.
you got to
You're
force
more
the size
attached
at
to the
one point.
money, yeah. After a certain time, you get more attached to the money, more attached to the profit and loss. And
Dude, for
if you're
sure.
already
Like
green on the day,
all I was thinking about was, okay, I'm up like 550. I just came back from giving it back like 4 times in a row. So like my money was just, I mean, my mind was only about it's super unhealthy.
yeah,
Look at,
absolutely.
look at this price action. Doug, you want to trade large caps, Tom? Look how much fun it would be.
I don't know. I mean, I pretty much, I don't know. I
That's
seem
a
like they're a little
mess.
bit riskier just because you
Yeah,
gotta,
I feel the
if you hold
same.
long, you just have like market, what is it called? Like time, market time risk. Just timing the market is just the risk of being in the market for a longer period of time.
Yeah, that market
That just,
exposure.
yeah, market exposure, yeah, risk. It's just, I've gotten bit by that so many times, like which is riding losers all the way down.
Yeah, because with large caps, you need to give them time to some extent, and then you're like, am I giving it
Yeah,
time or am I just riding them
yeah,
to
yeah.
uh,
And the thing
right.
with me is like I think that I'm better with short term trades because I don't give my time that space to really think too much, and I can really just focus entirely on my my learned instincts or my intuition that I develop instead of thinking about it too long.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. There's a
But
with my swing trading, I've actually noticed my best swing trades is like before I start trading, I just do like a 15-minute. I'll go through my invest 52 ideas and just check out current stocks, place limit orders, place sell orders, and then forget about it. Every time I start doing something after my trading day, like, oh, let me look what my swing trades are doing, and then I start managing it, that's where I make all my mistakes.
yeah,
Um,
because then you look at
you're,
your P&L is different. You could have a green trading day, but you have a red swing trading day, and you're like, oh crap, I'm red. I gotta do
yeah,
something to make that money back.
it, it really messes it up. You have to totally separate the accounts. I actually found I do typically the best when I put it into a totally different broker. But just the way my money split up and with the IRA and everything like that, it's a little difficult to do. But I do have some positions on Mumu, which is kind of like legal,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, just have a little cash there. Um, yeah, I guess that's all I'm kind of thinking about here on VCIG and my thoughts going forward this week. That's my game plan. Just I think we're going to see more action. Large caps are pulling back. So yeah, small caps could be in the spotlight. I mean, if we see an AI catalyst, we almost just have to get ready for some pop at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, we did the right thing though. We did the right thing. I mean, we walked away, and when it was not really, there was any sign of momentum, we walked away, and that was the good decision. I think that today was just like that 5% or 10% time that we were wrong. But any other trading day would have been the right decision to walk away on a day like today. And the other 95% of days, it would have just faded, and you would likely just not find anything else for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And that's when you make a lot of mistakes. It's a market exposure again, but instead of being in the position, it's your mind. You're overthinking yourself, and then you create positions that don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing I found is if I'm at a P&L amount for too long, I start to get attached to like where I was at. And then I'm like, now that's like my new that's like my new zero. So anything lower than that, I feel red.
You get on
anything a little bit more, I feel more green. I feel green. And then once I get to that point, it's like I should probably just either walk away, or I have to somehow like readjust that mentally and just either take another big trade or something. Or if I see a good trade, I just take it like I was at zero. Because when the market's hot like that, when the market's really hot, that's what you kind of have to do. Because if you get to that point where you stop trading when you're big green, let's say for you, it's like 1,000 or 1,200, and it's still like early in the day and you're up 1,000, 1,200, and then opportunity is still there. You got to kind of have to keep pushing at that level that you were there before if you want to get to that $2,500, $3,000, $4,000 day. But
yeah, that's
the one thing I found.
You got to push through that. That's what I told myself today, because I was up right away in the beginning, like $300, and I was like, well, I could stop here, but I kind of want like a 1K day or something like that. So I kept trading. Then I was down $100, and I was like, oh, I should have stopped. But then I got back, and then I made a new high in profit. But yeah, there is that point you get to where you're like, all you're thinking about for the last 2 hours is like, okay, I made 550 or whatever the number is, and it's like, that's where it starts getting really dangerous. Usually within the first hour, if I just went up and down a couple hundred or whatever the number is, it doesn't bother me that much, because I'm like, okay, well, this is still not fresh. I'm still in the day.
Yeah.
But the second my brain is like, okay, you made this amount today, that's when I know,
yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah. And especially if it's a very hot day, like that could be one of the days that you make that's whatever you said, like 20% of your profit of the year. That could be that day where you walk away with 3,000 or 4,000 in your pocket.
Yeah.
And then you stop at 1,000 because you're like, that's a nice big green day. It's 9:55. I got the rest of the day ahead of me.
Hard day work, 9:55. Yeah. That's exactly how it is. You'll never be right? You're leaving profits on the table, or
absolutely
giving back.
That's why I think that I did the right thing today. I did the right thing. I can't have FOMO come in tomorrow and be like, oh, I got to make up for that move that I missed.
100%. And I think even more on top of that, it's like if it's a Monday or a Friday, specifically a Monday, like you just taking a green day, and then I think that's so good, because if you have a big red Monday, it's like now you're playing catch up, So that's something I try to avoid. So I'd rather have a smaller green Monday and just start the week right than taking out of a hole. The only thing that's left that I'm thinking about here, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, is the just trading economics here. So we don't really have any big macro news coming out. JP talks in Congress on Wednesday, and I guess Thursday as well. But I don't think he's going to say anything that we don't already know, because he talked last week. So other than that, I think the coast is clear for there to be some really nice small cap winners with no big macro where large caps taking center stage. So
What are you doing in Portugal?
I am here just for 2 weeks. Peniche, it's called. It's like a little surf town. So we're just surfing. My girlfriend and I were in Berlin, and we're like, honestly, like the main thing people do in Berlin is partying, and I haven't really been partying that much. And I was like, I miss doing sports like in nature. Like I grew up in Florida, and like, you know, you just go to the beach and go surf or go kite surf or go wakeboarding. Yeah. But it's like in Berlin, what do you do? Like you party, you can go to a lake, you can go to the park. Like there's not that much to do sport wise, I feel like. So we're like, let's get out of here. And so we just booked this trip.
Nice. You're staying at Airbnb?
It's actually a co-living space this time. It's pretty dope, actually. I'll post a picture about it because it's super sick. It's this old, really cool house, and they just turned all the main areas into common space, like the kitchen, the living room, the garden outside, and then everyone gets like a room. So we have a nice little private area, but there's tons of public space, and everyone here is basically a surfer. So you have your surf community right away, which is pretty sweet. Last time we stayed here for 6 weeks, not at this place, but at the Airbnb. So it was just Franzi and I, like us two. And now it's kind of nice because we have a bit of a community. So yeah, that's what we're doing there.
That's cool. So you're meeting a bunch of people that you don't know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, hey. There's these Italians. They keep making really good food. It's so funny. They left like a bunch of cinnamon buns, like homemade ones, in the living kitchen. And Francie was like, can we eat them? And she was.
So you're gonna stay out there in Europe, or you said you were thinking about buying a place in the States?
Honestly, we talk about this almost every day, and the more we think about it, I feel like the further we get away from a good answer. We're still looking all over, and when I mean all over, I'm talking Germany, I'm talking Portugal, America, and in every country, different states, different locations. We'll see.
You can stay in those countries long term, like Portugal. You can stay like longer than 6 months or a year.
I can because I have a German passport, and as an EU citizen, you can live in any EU country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how it works. But over 6 months, you have to pay taxes in that country as well. So I pay taxes in Germany on top of America, which is a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But that's let's say you pay $10,000 in one country, you can deduct the $10,000 in the other country. So it's not like double taxes, but the problem is you don't get any benefits from either country. It's like Germany, for example, there's no tax on crypto if you hold over a year, but America doesn't have that, right? So there's no winning anywhere. So that's the shitty part, but we'll see.
Yeah. How does housing work in the EU? Is it like, are you able, like, do they actually have like housing developments that they have in the States, or is it just like all like just like complexes like joined together? It's like really tight because there are a lot of people, right?
It's not so bad. I mean, the houses are pretty cheap here. Like my rent in Berlin is about 1,200 a month, 1,200 euros, and it's freaking huge, the place. Like it's three bedroom. It's pretty large. It's in one of the nicest areas in Berlin. Like it's called Prenzlauer, which is basically like Soho in New York City. And in New York City, for a little one bedroom with a tiny window, I was paying $3,000 a month. So
yeah, it's ridiculous.
This apartment in New York City would probably cost like around $8,000-9,000. So Berlin is dirt cheap. There's really not that many housing problems. I mean, like we're in Portugal, and there's just for sale signs everywhere. There's a lot of people moving here because the surf. It's easy. I don't know. It's pretty cheap here too. Like our rental car, it's actually gotten a little bit more expensive. So last time we were here, our rental car was $7 a day. Now it's like $12 a day.
It's still really nice. In the US, it'll probably be like $100 a day.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, you just live like a pretty high quality of life for so cheap. It's insane in Europe. Because it's weird because when I was a kid, I always thought Europe was the expensive place, but it's not. It's like Europe is the cheap place and America's the expensive place.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is expensive here for sure.
I guess pros and cons for both places. So I'm not against either one. I think you can make either one work, and you have to kind of know what you want. And there's great places in both. I love both.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess next week we'll probably cover a lot more topics. We'll have more traders. I think almost everyone will be on next week, so that'll be really fun.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I actually decided today I'm signing up for. Well, I'm going to sign up. Well, I haven't signed up yet, but I'm going to sign up for a marathon.
No way.
I'm gonna sign up for a marathon. I'm gonna start training today after this podcast.
Hell yeah! Have you been reading David Goggins?
Yeah, I actually been reading the second book, and I'm like, shit, man, I got to do something.
Dude, hell yeah, good for you, man.
Like, I mean, a marathon's tough, but like, I could never think about like, at least right now, I don't think I could ever do like 100 miles. Like, that's just fuck. And 100 miles is a lot, and he does over 100 miles. I'm like,
yeah, he does these ultra things that are just disgusting.
He makes these marathons look like just walks in the park.
Yeah, these ultra runners like David Goggins, they'll run a marathon or like something like that to the marathon. You know, they'll like it's a bit weird, but hey, I mean,
my goal is just to finish. My goal is just to finish with not stopping. That's it. Which is a pretty hard goal, but
you could do like a bunch of trading ebooks or something the whole way, just listening.
Yeah.
Audiobooks or something. Dude, that's impressive. Good for you. Like I did a 10K recently, and I was like dying. But
really,
probably because I just wasn't really mentally thinking about it. I just kind of did it. I didn't do any training. It's also not that much. I don't know why it felt so hard. But
10K is like 8 miles or so.
Not even.
Or in mileage.
10K 6.2 miles.
Yeah. Okay. That's actually not too bad. It depends if you're training for it, though.
Yeah, no, I just kind of ran. My friend was like, "Hey, you want to do this 10K with me?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Oh yeah, you're gonna die. You're gonna be dead.
Oh, yeah, I never do that. Like the cardio I do is like I'll do 15 minutes of jump rope before my workout, or I'll do like swimming. Obviously, surfing, that's like a full workout. But I never run like ever. So it hit me pretty hard, even though it's just 10K.
Yeah, a little bit of Goggins philosophy is definitely good for you. I don't think I'll ever go off into the deep end. Like he goes so far where it's like he's bored. He's almost gonna die. Like he's seriously like if he keeps going, he's gonna die. And I don't think I could ever get to that point.
He's hit that wall a few times, and he was hospitalized many times. And I like his first book. I didn't read his second one, but his first book is just mind blowing. I highly recommend anyone to read it. It's really inspirational.
Yeah,
but he's crazy. He's buck wild.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have some sort of that mindset in you to an extent. Obviously, he's a completely different breed, but his mindset is very valuable in anything that you're trying to do or accomplish. But trading, you can completely relate that to trading, not in a way where it's like you're just hammering, you're just fighting the market, because obviously like if you fight in the market, you're gonna just keep losing more and more money. But when the market's there, and like when it's time to like face your fears or get out of your comfort zone, like you gotta go for it. You gotta like get out of the shallow end, as he says, and go into the deep end. And instead of doing your regular 1,000 shares on your stocks, why don't you do 2,500 or 3,000 shares and push it when the market is there? And like everything, you know when the market is there, and when the opportunity is there. In those instances, you have to push yourself. You can't stay in your comfort zone and stick with the usual routine that you've been doing, or else you'll never get to where you want to be. And anyone who's trading, you don't want to stay at making $100 a day. They don't want to stay making $500 a day. They want to get up to a few thousand or 5,000 or 10,000. And to get there, you have to push. You have to push beyond what you're comfortable with. And that just takes like, at some point, you just have to do it. You just have to have that leap of faith. And as he says, it's just like, whatever happens on the other side of that, you've already had so many wins in the past that you can use that as fuel to recover and give it another attempt. And he calls them attempts. They're not failures, they're attempts. And it's just, he says, you can have infinite attempts to achieve your goal, and you just have to keep going at it. But yeah, that's the same, philosophy with David Goggins is applying to trading. It's just, you gotta be willing to face that fear in your head about having that big loss, or that halt down on big size, because you're so fearful of that you never actually go for that A+ setup and put your ass on the line and going for it. But that's what's holding you back, is that mental fear.
Yep.
And that's something that I've been working on, man. Like, I feel like I just can't break the barrier to like that next level. I haven't had my 1K green day yet. And like, that's going to be, once I have that 1K green day, that's going to be like, it's going to feel great. I know it's not going to be like ultimately satisfying, because like, I know that's not the end, but once I have that day, it's going to be a sign that I've pushed myself beyond my comfort. And it eats me alive every day, knowing that like I haven't pushed myself yet, and I'm still waiting for that opportunity. And I feel like kind of today I could have had that opportunity if I waited a little longer at VCIG, but that's why I have a little bit of FOMO. Yeah. But that's really the root of my FOMO, is because that could have been the opportunity for me to push myself, and I missed it.
Yeah.
And I have to wait for the next time.
It's crawling back up again.
I can't do it now. Yeah, no. I can't do it now. It's midday. Yeah. Midday, it's breaking rules. I don't trade midday. And
yeah, you got to. But then
again, you say that, and it's like, is that you just talking yourself out of it? Is that your weak mind, like just avoiding getting out of your comfort zone? And that's the voice that we battle. We don't know if you're trying to protect yourself for the rules, or if is that just like your weak mindset trying to talk you out of it?
That's why I love when that we have Toby here so much, because he trades like I've never seen anyone trade. He'll do those 400 or 500 trades in one day. He'll trade the whole day long, and he'll go from up 3,000 to down 3,000 to back up, and it's just like, but he's got that athlete mindset, Olympic medalist. That's crazy. Yeah. So he's a bit more like David Goggins, that approach, where he just keeps grinding away. But I think, to me, because I have so much else going on, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I have so many other projects. I think it would throw me off so hard. And also with trading, it's one of those things where it's like, you can't force something that's not there. It's like trying to surf a lake, if there's no waves, there's no waves. Yeah. And sometimes you could do more harm than good. So I agree, like going to VCIG right now just doesn't make any sense. But if it's a good ticker and you're not sizing up, you're doing yourself a disservice. So that's how I view it.
Yeah. And like you said, I just wanted to add, like, if the market's not there and you're trying to hammer away and you're already red 3,000, there could be that chance that you go down another 3,000 and you don't come back, and you keep going red and red and red, kind of just stair stepping down, and that's not the type of day that you're going to want if you're taking that mindset.
Yeah, for my psyche, it wouldn't be worth it, because it would throw me off with all my other projects. So I'd rather do more of like a get green, get going mentality. And if it's Q4, Q1, super hot ticker, and I'm already trading the front side and it's still going, sure, like I want to keep pushing it, and I want that $5,000-$10,000 a day or whatever, but dead summer and it's it's a lull.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear myself thin. Because this is a longevity game, I feel like, at one point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the longer you stay in the game, the better chance that you have of getting to the goals that you want.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited for you to break that 1K limit. I remember when I broke 2K, it was like I had my first 2K day, and then literally like in the next 2 weeks, I had 3 or so 2K days. You know,
Nice.
because it's just that mental barrier. You're like, wait, all I have to do is click buy it a few more times and like signs up.
and then that's like your new normal, and then like that's like going to be like that's going to be like a nice base hit, like $1,000. That's going to be like a nice base hit day, and that's where you need to kind of shift that when you're growing your share size. You just mentally have that shift of, and then you're going to have like a $500 red day, and like whatever, small red day, whatever. Come back tomorrow. But right now, if I had a $500 red day, I'd be like, holy crap, I just ruined my entire month.
Yeah, no, that'd be horrible. Yeah, I had a $800 red Monday last week, and it's annoying, but it's just like, I could make that back tomorrow. But yeah, it's in a certain slow market, those big red days aren't worth it because it's so hard to have big green days.
Yeah,
that's the counter.
Sure. Yeah. Well, the more to turn around, and the more we get experience, the more comfortable we get, the more confident we get, the bigger share size we should be taking, and we'll be comfortable taking. So yeah, you just gotta be patient, wait for it, and it always comes around. There's always another stock that comes that's gonna rip 400 or 500% or 1,000%, and then that's a nice new cycle of hot momentum, and then you can get aggressive. That's your opportunity to get aggressive and push those barriers. And we just got to make sure that we're constantly pushing, especially after you get that profitable strategy. You have to be sizing up. You cannot get into a rut. You cannot stop pushing, because you don't want to stop. Why do you want to stop at $50 a day or $100 a day? Like that's not going to change your life. That's not going to do really anything for you after a certain, it'll help pay bills, but like you're not really going to get to a point where you can really like change your lifestyle. So
because otherwise you're really doing yourself a disservice. I mean, $500 a day, I mean, even that isn't great. If that was your average for like the whole year, it's not even that great, because that's like a $10,000 month. And don't get me wrong, $10,000 a month is phenomenal. But like you can also do that at a pretty standard job. Like if you climb the career ladder. Like I have tons of friends I met in college that are close to being VPs at an investment firm or something like that. They're all making $4 million. They're going to be making $1 million in the next 2 years, a year. So it's like, you have to be, if you're just making like $500 a day, and you're year 4 or 5 as a trader, you're not pushing it hard enough, and that's a huge opportunity cost. So you have to be growing at one point quicker than that.
Yeah.
And I think one last thing about growing is you have to remember, and this is a mistake I've made many times. It's like all trades are not made equal. So don't just like I'm just gonna do $10,000 every trade now. It's like it's still okay to do that $1,000 trade, but then if it's a good setup, then you do a $30,000 trade. So that's really important. Like for our strategy, you dip your toes, and then once it's like, oh my god, this is it, you usually feel it's a good trade after a while. That's when you just have to remind myself, let me increase that share size right now. Because if I lose it, it was still worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then you can roll half of that profit into the next trade and double it.
Yes.
And then there you go. You're good.
You got me all excited now. I'm ready to. I think this week could be promising. I don't know. No expectations, but the opportunity is there based on what I was explaining earlier.
Yeah, hang tight. Gotta wait for that right time. You can't put the cart before the horse. Market's gonna be there 100%. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to share today. I mean, I guess it's just me and you. So next week, hopefully we have some more things to talk about as far as with trades and shifts in market sentiment, and we can discuss the progress we've made over the past week. But since the past week, nothing as much has changed, but other than a little bit of how kind of, I guess, my mindset in the market. But experience is key, patience is key. So longevity.
Yeah. Let it come to you and get aggressive when it's patience, aggression, size. That's what I always
Patience,
say.
aggression, size. Yeah.
Be patient for the right opportunity, but once it comes, get aggressive. Don't be like, oh, I want that 1 extra cent lower, blah, blah, blah. And when you see that good move, you got to get aggressive, and then you got to size.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited.
Same. All right, man. I'll let you get to your marathon practice. How many miles are you doing today?
I'll probably only make it maybe 1 or 2 miles today. This is the first time I'm going to be running, so.
Dude, the first time running is heavy, I feel like.
Rusty.
But hopefully, yeah, exactly. You got to shake off all the rust, but hopefully it won't be too nasty.
Yeah.
What I always do audiobooks or like a podcast, and it really is nice. But what David Goggins says is like, when you do the ultra marathons, you can't do that because you have to go deep into your own mind, or else you're not going to make it. But I guess that's different than doing like 5 miles, where you're not on potentially dying. You could just listen and let the time pass. That's my thought. You'd probably tell me I'm totally wrong. You never did like what you listen to.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna go hard. I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna leave it all on the course for sure. So
nice. There we go.
Go.
I don't think I'm going to do any surfing today, but maybe tomorrow it'll be a little bigger.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was nice tuning in here for a quick podcast.
Yeah, quick little update. Now I'm pumped again to trade. Hopefully I don't dive into any trades.
I'm not. I'm definitely not. All right. I'll catch you later.
All right. Ciao.
All right. See ya.